Hello and welcome to the Magical Witchy World TV. I am Star Ravenhawk.
And I am Rhonda Allen. Welcome back this week.
Yeah.
And we are happy to welcome Yeshe Matthews.
Yeshe Matthews. All right. Hi and welcome again. It's so happy to have you here with us tonight, Yeshe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeshe. Awesome. Okay.
And
Rhonda.
I love the
Yeshe,
music.
Yeshe,
you gave.
I'm going to. I do enjoy that. I have to say, for whatever the reason, I still have slow connectivity. So my apologies for that little bit of tech glitch. But we want to welcome you. And before we go into our interview, I'd like to introduce everyone who's watching and introduce them to you. And we'll go through your bio first. Okay. So Yeshe Matthews is priestess of the Mount Dunsmuir, California. She is a Dharma practitioner and a licensed minister, ordained and initiated in several different mystery traditions. The temple serves Mount Shasta pilgrims and worldwide goddesses with online and in-person divinations, classes, ceremonies, and retreats. Yeshe has dedicated her life to female mysteries, sacred healing practices, and the ways of the ongoing study and practice Tibetan Buddhism, Siberian Mongolian shamanism, Ifa, herbal healing, and Dianic goddess spirituality. With a master's degree in women's history from Sarah College in New York, she has studied studied women's mysticism, shamanism, and matriarchal communities for over 20 years. So, Yeshe,
All
welcome.
right.
Thank you so much again for
So
joining us
much. Yeah.
for our one-on-one. We've had you on the show before, but finally we have you for a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
I'm
had her
so
on the channel before many times. But just as the first time we've had her, just one-on-one with her with Yeshe. So it's nice to have you join us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this all week to be with you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so I'll begin with the first question. And one of the things that we kind of do is that people kind of go through over the time that they've been in their spirituality with different phases that they've gone through or different names that they've called what they are. And we wanted to kind of get that arc a little bit with you and kind of find out what you started out as and what you're calling yourself now and all the different things. So there you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. It's been I think it's interesting because it's kind of like if you had told me when I was in my early 20s that I was going to be a professional tarot reader and have a shop and be a priestess, I would have laughed. I would have laughed in your face. I would have loved the idea. I would have said, I wish I could, but I could never have dreamed that it would actually happen. But at the same time, when I look back from when I was a very small child, every Halloween I dressed up as a fortune teller. Every Halloween that was so there was always I would say always something in me that was really drawn to anything, that felt magical, mystical. I was maybe about 13 years old when I developed a fascination with Tibet and Tibetan Buddhism. And I started to watch anything I could find and read things I could find about it. I encountered Silver Ravenwolf's first book before it was a book, when it was a mimeographed little pamphlet
Wow, that's
that
awesome.
was
That is
given to me.
amazing.
that one and Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner were given to me when I was 16 by the assistant manager at the movie theater where I worked.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
Wow.
and you know, and I was raised Catholic. My family is Catholic, so Roman Catholic. So I was always kind of steeped in that. I definitely had a big rebellious phase about that. Although nowadays, I don't really feel like I need to push at it so hard. I feel more centered. I think there was my like pushing away was required, you know, but now I'm kind of like, well, I'm not Catholic, but I'll always love the Virgin Mary. So I kind of landed
Yeah.
in my right place with
Right.
that.
Right.
Then, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
my witchcraft really started. I mean, I think all of that is to say, like, I was obsessed with horoscopes when I was a teenager. But I lived in a really small town and I didn't have a lot of access to anything formal. So when I was in my late 20s and early 30s is when I really came into it. I moved to California. I mean, it was in like witchcraft mecca for me. It
Right.
was, you know, going to the spiral dance and having experiences in the Bay Area. That was big. Being in Berkeley with the hippies, huge for me.
Mm.
And that part of my life
Mm-hmm.
was very much like, I just, well, I mean, in a way, in my late 20s and early 30s, I was in that like magical thinking way of my life. I was very much a hippie. I was kind of like come what may and fly by night and see what happens.
You were
Kind of,
embracing it. You were embracing it.
I was really embracing it. And and now it's
Yeah.
interesting because, you know, then of course along the way, like all these other things happened, you know, and I encountered Dianic spirituality in Z Budapest, and she lived not far from me, and I studied with her, and then I studied, you know, Ifa, like Louisa Tish showed up in my store like the
Mm-hmm.
first month that we opened across from Lake Merritt in Oakland, showed up in my store. Louisa Tish walks into your store with all that magic that she brings, and
Yeah.
walks in and is
All
like,
that.
looks around,
Mm.
and, you know, all and looks around and
As
goes
she
and kind
does.
of goes, mm, and I kind of got the sense that it was like, this will do nicely. And she was like, baby, I want to start coming and offering a monthly little ritual here. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was hyperventilating, you know, and she went into the altar and she put a little, like a little coin on the altar. And I mean, I still have it. I still have it.
That's
And
awesome. That's awesome.
she just,
See?
you know,
Love it.
it was like the queen of all Oshunari in the world came into my, you know, as far as I was concerned, came into my
Yes.
store and presented herself. And that was that. So that was that. That's like been a path. And then I went to Tibet in 2014. I had started following the work of this female lama, Yeshe Wangmo of Janasuka Foundation. She was trained with a man, Lama Tarchin Rinpoche, who had trained many of my other teachers. And I encountered her work. I felt fascinated by her. And she's a translator of Tibetan language, and she's a teacher, ordained lama. And she fascinated me. And then I went to Tibet with her in 2014, and that cemented that path. And so I have to say, like, in a way, it's really been through people that I made my connections. I've never gone really looking for any one type of thing. It's more been, it's very like my same self, right? Like, whatever, see what happens. But like, people have come into my path, and where it's really like when the student is ready, the teacher
Yeah.
appears.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome.
And so I've been really
Yes. Yeah.
humbled
Yeah.
by
Definitely.
the people who have dropped into my path and the elders. And so nowadays, what do I call myself? I call myself a goddess practitioner, or a priestess.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know that there are different people who have different ideas about whether those terms encapsulate everything else, but you know, it also depends on who I'm having a drink with. For one person, I'm a witch. Another person, it's the Buddha, it's the Buddhist, you know, it really depends on where I am. The little interfaith committee in my head kind of is all happening. So,
Yeah.
you know, when people ask me what my religion is, and then I'll stop because I know I'm kind of going on, but like when people ask me what my religion is, I usually have just said to them, I'm you know, I'm the few things that they all have in common. Whatever everything has in common, that's my religion. So, compassion, helping others, devotion,
I love that you
being
took.
a good person.
No, I love that you took the
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you,
time
Rhonda. Okay.
to explain your journey to this understanding. I apologize. I don't know why my connectivity is like this, but I appreciate, Yeshe, that you put the time into explaining what brought you here. If you're hearing me, I hope you can hear me. I would like to just take it back one step because you did give us a good background or view as to how you've developed and grown in your work. But can you take us back to the when you first started identifying yourself in this way? What was that? What
Mm,
was it that really helped s- solidify that for you? That I'm no longer sitting in that world of Catholicism. I'm in a different path.
great question. I think it was really the goddess that did that, just attuning to the word goddess.
Mm.
It pulled me out of a locus that had been so steeped around me as to be invisible and made something glaringly visible that I had never seen before. And and so on all the rest of the journey, all the other things, the Buddhism and Ifa and everything else I've studied really goes back to that moment when something came in, that word goddess came in, and it
Held
it
you.
sent me away from this prior paradigm. Like it pulled me away from this prior paradigm. It cracked something open for me, and I
Held you.
saw a whole other layer of reality, and I saw a whole other layer of potential for myself in this life.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. It kind of
Hmm.
propelled you to where you are, or where you were, so the path that you were supposed to be on. Okay. So, from your point of view, what does it mean to be a witch, or be that witch, or that goddess?
Well, I think to be a witch is to work magic in this world to create physical, tangible, and
Mhm.
energetic changes with your abilities and your tools. I think to embody the priestess is ultimately to be a friend to all of humanity. And I think in order to be a goddess on earth, I think lots of women are goddesses on earth.
Yes.
It's really about the awareness that you carry within you, that spark that is the everything. And it's kind of like the ocean in one drop. It's that all of what she is and all of what all the goddesses are in the one drop of you. So, you know, there are some distinctions between the terms, but I think, you know, a magic woman is, you know, when it really comes down to it, it's a magic woman. All of it is being a magic woman.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Hmm.
And, you know, I know men are
Well,
witches too. For them, it's
with that in mind,
yeah. Sorry, but
Go ahead,
not,
Rhonda.
not sure. Yes, connection is awful. Said that. Back on the question of magic. Back onto the word magic? How is magic a part of your life? How is it part of your day?
A few different ways. I think that magic happens in a couple different aspects. There's magic like with a CK, which is the spell work that you do. So burning candles, making pouches, making baths, blessing and consecrating objects, doing things like unbindings, purifications, healing magic, healing spells, chanting for people. That's the magic of doing with a CK. And then there's magic with just a C, which is like cultivating the sense of wonder in the world.
Right.
So looking at the world through the eyes of wonder is like magic with just a C, but with a CK, it's like, get to work.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say became important to you or is important to you presently?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, like, there's a flood of possible answers. One thing that's really important in my practice as a working magic woman is I do burn a lot of candles for people. I have a lot of clients all across the country who have me burn candles for them. And so candle magic, and that's specifically with like novenas and series of novenas, like people can come and do a working with me where I burn a candle for them. They can come and say, I want you to do 12 candles for me, and I want them done in this order or on these dates, etc. So that's one aspect of what I do. For myself, I would say that purification and protection magic have become more important to me as I've gotten older and have recognized how fragile this life is and how quickly things can come along that will knock you right off your feet. So now I do, workings to protect my home, my property, but not just me, but also to protect, like, I live at the foot of a volcano that has a 25% chance of going off at any minute.
Wow.
And I live in fire country and I live in drought country. So I do a lot of workings around trying to stabilize the field for my town and my community. And then the other thing that's become really important for me is meditative practice. And I do meditation and divination every single day. That's
Awesome.
I draw cards every day and I meditate almost every day online. I do my own workings every day. And again, as I've gotten older, that's gotten more important. To cultivate the space to turn the mind off and not to engage with everything that tries to
Distract you or something. Yeah.
And and also the focal point of chanting and putting my life force and my breath and my voice into the world and creating energy and sending it out. That's become more important to me over time.
That's excellent.
In the beginning, it was more spell work.
Beautiful.
I'm not Rhonda.
Oh, she's coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot her.
That takes me back to now this other, because the question of community. Tell me about your work right now with the community that you're in.
Well, the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple was born from a vision that I had when I came up here for a visit in 2015. And I guess I should backtrack a little because when I first moved to California in 2002, someone asked me right away if I'd ever gone to Mount Shasta. And I said, no, I never had. And she said, oh, you'd love it. And I heard this little, like, not until you're ready. And I thought, well, how will I know I'm ready? And then I knew, well, I'll know I'm ready if someone invites me. So then 13 years later, I finally got my
Huh.
invitation and I came up to Mount Shasta for a visit. And I had just been to Tibet in 2014. I laid one look on that mountain and I went home and said to my husband, we need to move up there. And so we did. He loved it too. We came and we moved up here. And then I had a very clear vision in when I went down to this waterfall that's over here by my house of Guanyin, and it was in the rock at the waterfall. It was like, it looked like her body in the rock. And so I felt like I was supposed to start chanting. And so just chanting to Guanyin at this waterfall opened the door to the idea of broadcasting a message of goddess from the mountain. And then it became opening a space and a temple that everyone could connect through the mountain, because the mountain is like a big focal point. It brings the energy to a particular strength. And so I got the feeling that, like, I was supposed to entrain with this landscape and this mountain and just do this goddess work. And slowly but surely, since 2016, people have been joining the temple, and we have a really, like, there are women all over the country and all over the world, Australia, the UK, Germany, also all over the US. And so we do ceremonies for full and dark moons. We do Sabbath ceremonies. I have training programs, classes, and we have monthly, like, healing circles, discussion groups, things like that. And so that's a part of my work. And then there's this other whole part of my work as a priestess, which is actually feral cat rescue, which kind of started, like, I rescue and do trap, neuter, release, and I help house kittens, and I'm a cat network lady. And then the third thing is, it also has grown more over time, is I'm more and more, as I get older, I'm serving as an end of life consultant, doula, and
Yeah.
for people. And that's not something I really advertise as like a business, but it's just more something that the people who know that they want me to serve in that role you come and ask me.
Right.
And, and then I facilitate for that. I don't charge any money for that. It's not like that. It's just a service.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
I have
Right.
like, the professional
Beautiful.
aspect of holding a temple space, and then I have the volunteer aspects with animals and elders.
That's awesome. And that's so interesting because I've been thinking about the death doula part too, and
Beautiful.
doing some people's training with that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
So if you going along that line, I'm kind of segueing a bit. It's like, what would you like to see us as witches accomplish?
The one thing, the first thing, the only thing that stands between witches and our ultimate dignity in America, at least, is the infighting.
Yeah.
It needs to stop.
Yeah.
It needs to stop. The thing about the Christian churches is that they all line up behind the one thing they're all behind, which is their God.
Right.
And everything else, they figure it out. They might disagree, they might do things differently, but you don't see them out there attacking each other. You don't see sometimes you do, right? Occasionally there's competition, but mostly no. Mostly, there's a kind of a live and let live.
Yeah.
And in the witchcraft community, I see a lot of factionalism, and I think it's actually like an epigenetic trauma that many of us carry, of feeling like that wounding of the past, and then manifesting that it's almost like this, the patriarchy or white supremacy or these other things, the way they work is they set up a community to like police themselves. So like women hating women, or they'll pit, like people of one race against people of another race. And then you're in this dynamic where there's this sense of not enoughness, that there's no way anyone could be good enough.
Right.
So I want us to overcome that. And I think if we overcome that, then everything that's been damned behind that will flood into the world in a good way.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Right
What you're saying with that, because you're correct. It is just way too much of the infighting and very ego driven and centrist of
very
it's
ego
all about me and yeah, right. And it's just like it turns me off so much that I just kind of like, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook. I don't see, and I just phase by, and I miss a lot. There's sometimes things that I need to see, but I miss it because I'm so busy being, I can't.
Yeah.
That it turns you off entirely. Yeah. Oh, well.
It's traumatizing to see it.
It is. It's actually very traumatizing. It is. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And think about it. All of the things we could be doing with all this magic.
I know. And accomplishing and everything. And instead we were so busy. Anyways.
Yeah. So that's what I'd love to see us do.
Okay.
Tell us about projects that you have coming up or things you're thinking about.
She's like, I've got something. Oh, you're writing a book.
It's done.
Oh, it's done. All right.
Revision.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
That is so awesome. It is so much work. I've been trying for a while and it's so much work. I think I've gotten to chapter 3 and that's it. I'm like,
it is.
I've had to really stand up to myself when I would try to put myself down and not feel worthy of doing the work. I had to just sort of say, it doesn't matter. This isn't about that. This is about cataloging the things you've seen and witnessed and experienced in ceremony, in community service, in the world, and giving people tools to help navigate, because we are in crisis hour on the planet.
Yeah, we are. Definitely we are.
So I'm there with that. And then the other thing I'm doing, I'm leading pilgrimage. That's a big deal. Taking people to various different sacred sites. That's something that's been big. And again, was something, if you had told me I'd be able to do it or find a way to do it, I would have laughed. I would have been like, there's no way. But
there you are.
It's happening. I just sort of breathe in the direction of what I want. And I say to the universe, okay, if it's meant to be, make it happen. And if it's meant to be, it happens. And so I've gotten to go to some amazing places, and I take people to these places and help them unlock whatever it is. Because like, there's a reason people want to go to Egypt. There's a reason people want to go to Delphi. There's a reason people want to go to like a particular temple, because they are carrying something in there that if they go to the place, it will unlock. And I'm a Taurus, I'm an earth sign. So I really am like rooted in that the land itself is our teacher.
Yes.
And it can unlock things in us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's a big project I'm working on right now, is getting all the pilgrimages together. And then my other project that I really love is every spring equinox, I host a weekend symposium of presenters on goddess topics. It's called the Cosmogenetrix Symposium. We do it every spring equinox. this year we're having it in a new building that's ADA accessible and larger. And this year's theme is Urania, or the Queen of Stars, and we're looking at astrology and cosmological themes. This past year, it was all about lion goddesses, and courage.
Oh, nice.
So I love this event, and we have a great lineup of presenters, and I'm excited about it. So those are my 3 big projects right now: the book, my pilgrimages, and this. And then of course I teach classes, and we have classes starting in January in the temple.
Yeah. I was going to ask you more about events and stuff that you have, but you quoted a lot of different events and stuff that you have going on. But what about events that maybe that's outside of the things that you're doing? What events are you thinking of possibly,
Oh, yeah. Well, so things that are going to, that I know for sure, in 2024, there's the Summer Magic Fest in Orlando, which is in the first weekend in June, and it's June 6th through the 9th. And so I'm really looking forward to that one. And I'm going to be presenting there. I'm hoping, praying that I can make it to Witches Fest the month later.
Yes.
It's so great to come back. I love being there for that event. And then let's see what else. And then I don't know how many other outside events I have going on coming up soon here. I think I'm presenting at WitchCon coming in the spring, which is an online.
Oh, right. Yeah. We're doing that as well. Yeah.
WitchCon online. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I kind of left the summer and fall of next year more toward travel. So I have not as many other, the second half of the year next year is mostly dedicated to travel.
Right. That's awesome. And for us, Witches Fest is July 5th to the 13th, and we would love to have you there the whole week, because it went from Witches Fest into Witch Talk, where we're doing a whole week of event. So
I love it. Awesome. I'm super excited about Witch Stock. I love it. And it just looks so beautiful. Epic. I have a little
some pictures of it. Oh my gosh, right by the river. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's exciting.
Me too. I'm so happy about it. And I love that you're morphing this vision also so that people can have that, that really important time together. To be not just one day, but where it's you can actually settle in and really enjoy
the time with each other. And that's what I wanted to create, that community, away kind of a thing. That's awesome. Can't wait. Can't wait. Okay. Rhonda. Rhonda, it's you, girl.
Thank you. I don't know if you can hear me, but joining us tonight, we are going to continue to stream your website again on the showcase here. We're going to continue to stream it. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to hear all about the travel. I want to know all about the places, other questions I have, but absolutely. I know we've run out of time.
So, I'll come back next year and we'll do it again.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you so much, Yeshe.
Thank you so much. And now, let me see if I can get this connectivity to work, to a word from our sponsors. Hey.
All All right. And welcome everyone back to astrology time. So, as you guys know, we've moved
Yes.
on to the tarot part of where we are going to be discussing. And tonight, we did the first three last week, and tonight is Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. All right. And it's all
Yes.
about the
Yes. Yes.
decans
Yes.
and the meanings onto them based on where they are placed in a reading and what other cards are around them. Okay. So go
Mhm.
ahead, Rhonda.
Cancer Decan 1, June 21st to the 30th. The tarot card associated with this decan is the Two of Cups. And no, I don't have my card handy. The Two of
Me
Cups, this
either.
card, very obvious. What's that?
I said, no, me
I'll grab
either.
it.
I don't have my cards ready.
I'm gonna grab it. I got the teaching deck right here. We're just gonna do this. The Two of Cups. So again, we're talking Cancer Decan 1, June 21st to June 30th. And this card is very obviously a positive card, the Two of Cups. It really is. It's the two people, and they're exchanging cups with each other. Basically, they're loving cups to each other. The deeply emotional, intimate, and loving side of Cancer plays out really strongly with this card. Karmically, although this decan has its rabid side, when these folks settle down into a health, but these folks can settle down into a healthy union. So let me just go ahead and pull out this Two of Cups so you can see what I'm talking about. And just give me 1 second. No, my cards are not in order. There is a strong spiritual connection between the couple and the Two of Cups. Looking at them, we can't help but feel that they may have found their soulmate in each other. The couple hold their cups at equal height, symbolizing equality and acceptance within the relationship. The maturity that exists between this couple allows both to maintain their own independence, friends, hobbies, etc., outside the relationship without jealousy or possessiveness settling in. With the twins being so active in this decan, we can see the potential of finding a twin flame in the current lifetime thanks to the influence of this card. Things for this card and what it means to Cancer Decan 1 is offer of relationship, only having eyes for each other, success, happy partnership, friendship, equality, harmony, balance, attraction, connection, union, or reunion for that matter, engagement, marriage, blessings, truth, emotional decisions, relationship decisions. So that's Decan 1. And while I pull out this card and find it, Star, you can go ahead and Decan
All
2.
right. All right. So Cancer Decan twos. Those are the ones that are born July 1st to the 11th. And the tarot card associated with this decan is the Three of Cups. This is a celebrity of life and suggests good karma earned much as the trine aspect is the multiple choice of feast or famine. An aspect of this card could find you moving from a period of drought in your love life to having several potential partners to choose from all at one time. Darn, that's a lot of things right there. If there has been a separation or falling out between partners, the Three of Cups can symbolize a happy reunion. The joy of brightest star Cyrus shines through here. It could also mean that this life you will have multiple marriages or many children. It could also
Mm,
signify a life spent socializing and organizing parties. And the key things for this card and what it means to Cancer Decans twos is emotional growth and development, celebration. As we mentioned, multiple marriages, right? So weddings, toast, friendships, get togethers because you love the event planning and everything like that. Reunions, socializing, partying, festivities, festivals, indulging, intoxication, happy shines, exuberance, teamwork, rewards that you've earned, women's groups or gatherings, feast or famine. Like we've said, they can go from drought to feasting, okay? And or several children and lots of harvest. So there's a lot going on with this card. And as you can see, it definitely is exactly what it's saying, okay? The Three of Cups. All right.
Feast or famine.
Yeah.
Well, now we get to Cancer Decan 3. This is July 12th through the 22nd. The tarot card, and just to go back, this is the Decan 1, the 2
All
of
right, right,
Cups, which
right.
is such a pretty card. Such a pretty card. But having gone, let's go now to Decan 3. Tarot card associated with Decan 3 is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups. Lot of story behind this card, but let's just go to what we see here. The ambivalence shown in this card fits well with the polarization in this decan. A card of boredom and apathy on the one hand, and daydreaming and fantasizing on the other. Maybe this card longs for the dramatic mood swings that govern this decan. The Four of Cups generally brings with it the blues and moodiness. Cancer Decan 3 is the moodiest moon ruled decan. In some cases, it can highlight depression. You may have lost touch with reality and are totally ungrounded. You may have allowed yourself to indulge in daydreams and fantasies and have become too idealistic, imagining life to be a certain way. Karmically, this card can mean too many lives have been spent procrastinating and waiting for the 100% perfect person or opportunity to come along. It can sometimes simply highlight the fact that you are too tied up in your own little world, too self absorbed, and too self centered. You may feel that the whole universe revolves around you and have no time for other people's problems or feelings. You may seem negative to others and see the glass as half empty in this negative state of mind. The key things for this card and what it means to Cancer Decan threes: boredom, apathy, disinterest, disillusioned, glass is half empty, detached, meditation, tired, fatigue, withdrawn, depressed, unaware, missed opportunities, daydreaming, fantasizing, being a bit philosophical, or hungover. These are some things. There's a whole lot more to this card, but these are just some of the things that we want to think about when we consider Cancer Decan threes. There's a lot to do there. Now jumping off to Leo.
All right. So Leo Decan ones. Okay, July 22nd to the 31st. So, and that the tarot card associated with this decan is the Five of Wands. Okay, the Five of Wands tears up the rule books and begins to write its own. Its energy explodes, the wands splitting in several directions all at once. It is unclear what is happening and where it all will end. Drama, mayhem, and chaos will rule the day because they've torn up the rule book. Expect the unexpected, for that is the only thing that can be relied on. Fire likes to travel and expand. It does not like to be held back or restricted. It is a positive, forward flowing energy that thrives on momentum and enthusiasm. You can clearly see the dramatic and boisterous energy of Leo depicted on this card. The competitiveness and struggle of Saturn ruling this decan can also be seen evidently as well. Okay? You can see that. Okay, look at that. Lots of great stuff going on here. Okay? But some of the key things I want you guys to think about for this card and what it means for Leo Decan ones is the fact of conflict. Okay, if you look at it, conflict, chaos, a lot of commotion, unruly, boisterousness, disturbances, struggle, inner struggles. Okay, and odds at odds with itself, being all over the place. So you have to, not be so out of control, busy getting nowhere, okay, running around in circles, no, not taking the time to think, and having too many demands on your time, and you're not being able to set up boundaries with that. Too many interests all over the place, and running the rat race, and not saying, taking time to slow down, not taking time to demand, to say you don't want to cooperate any further, that lack of control that you have going on, and all the challenges that comes with it. There's too many oppositions that's going on, and you would like to be able to control some of that. There's rivalry and opponents and battles, and it feels like it's overwhelming to such a degree. And it includes a bit of pettiness and squabbles. And you got to try to control some of the drama and the tempers that's flying around, okay? Because the energy of fire, again, does not like to be contained. But in this sense, you need to do something about putting the boundaries on it, okay? Because it's creating an aggressiveness, lack of harmony. There's too many egos involved, and
Oh,
defensiveness and everything else. So you need to find a common ground with it, okay? And there's too much lack of teamwork going on, and that in-house fighting. uh, it's frustrating everyone involved, and it's making too much restlessness and impatience, okay, and creating petty problems and irritations, and you don't want that, okay. A lot of it is too trivial, that you're letting yourself become out of bounds with it, okay. And getting into fights, even physically so, not just verbally but physically so. So you want to make sure that you don't let your competitive side get out of control, and you don't allow yourself to become so uncontrollable or out of control in a way, because it's a lot of it is very trivial, and you're allowing your emotions to get out of control, and all because you're not setting up boundaries for yourself. You're not letting yourself be more in control of the things around you. So you're going to have to do something, if you have to find a mediation, or you become that mediator, and control yourself and make the things work out for yourself, okay. Or you may have to end up legally doing so, and you don't want to have to go to such a degree with certain things. So it's just a bit of warnings, and clarifications with certain things. It's a lot going on here. Okay.
yes, lots going on in that card. Um, Fives are challenging. They're challenging.
Yeah.
Moving on to Leo Decan 2. This is August 1st to August 10th. The tarot card associated with this decan is the Six of Wands, otherwise known as the mini victory card. The Six of Wands. This tarot card is about victory. A great deal of passion is being put into focusing on a particular person or goal. Confidence and self-esteem are high and fits well with Leo Decan too, because they are generally it fits in well with the Leo Decans too, generally proud demeanor and very healthy ego. Karmically, these lions have earned their reward. So, in their life, the answer is yes. Success is yours. You have won. It suggests victory is whatever it is you are pursuing or fighting for. However, it will only be as a result of hard work, hard work, stamina, tenacity, and strong determination on your part. If you are prepared to put in the effort, then you shall be rewarded as well. There is no need to battle anymore, and it is time to start building for the future. This is quite an auspicious decan with no really problematic stars compared to other decans. This optimism with the double Jupiter rulership is reflected in the meaning of the tarot card here. Again, the Six of Wands is often considered the mini victory card. The key things for this card and what it means to Leo Decan twos is Just again, beginning with the word yes. It's the word yes. Things are going in your favor. There's success, there's victory, there's triumph. Being able to achieve certain goals and getting and being rewarded or receiving the awards for it. You're winning. It's a big win. You know, riding high, literally riding on a horse, but you're riding high. You're at the top of your game. This is best of the best, best in class. You have the power. You have the upper hand. This is a card of leadership and stability, strength, enthusiasm. Leo Decan twos have that go-getter behavior or attitude. You're being acknowledged for the work and effort you're putting in. You're receiving the accolades and praise. There's a certain level of acclaim or fame, celebrity even, VIP and recognition that goes along with this card. You're taking center stage, being in the spotlight or the limelight. This is about promotion and presentation, leading the way, clearly, riding on horseback, you're leading the way. There are supporters cheering your cause. They are rallying around you, offering you goodwill, giving you compliments, cheering you on. They want to share in your success. So those around you are truly wanting to share in your success. This is also an energy of fairness and self-confidence. Well, self-confidence and self-esteem, definitely. Pride in your work, pride in what you do, being somewhat trouble-free even. There is a level of vindication with this card or the notion of good news. This could be a politician or perhaps, campaigns or even somebody who's really good with sales. Sales. So that's Leo Decan 2, the 6 of Wands.
All right. Okay. So Leo Decan threes are those born August 11th to the 22nd. And the tarot card associated with this decan is the Seven of Wands. This is a card of giving it your all and of competitiveness. The key words certainly fit well with Mars ruled Leo Decan 3: rivalry, competition, territory, maintaining power, control, staying at the top, resolve, leadership, power, control, principles, taking the higher ground, holding your own. Your strong personality comes through because you can be assertive, being a certain way that you are. You're very good at convincing people with the words that you choose, being forceful and defensive, maybe a bit too aggressive, and you have to control some of that. You may feel like you're being under attack, so you're fighting back, and you need to control some of that because of the way it looks like it's coming at you. Interestingly, even gossip is there, which can be a theme here with the poison that flies out of Alfred's neck. Okay, so you have to think about all of that. Karmically, this can be a lifetime when you must stand up for yourself and not let others take advantage of you. Those who are more confident will have bright, burning ambition. It suggests that you are going after what you want and are prepared to fight your way to the top. Okay? Your personality is strong and forthright, and you are very confident in your approach. Your convictions are strong too, and you believe passionately in what you are doing. So your words are very powerful when you choose to say it. So make sure to pace yourself. You do not want to burn yourself out before you reach the finish line. And some of the key things with this card that Emilio has to consider with Decan 3 are the challenges that you will have, the opposition that you have coming at you, and the enemies that you may create because of that passionate side of you. Okay? You might even have rivalry and, of course, the competition. So some of it might just be competitiveness, But yes, it can turn into rivalry to the point of enemies. So you have to be careful, because keep up with your determination. You're very tenacious. You've got the stamina for it. So stand your ground. You can hold your own. Again, we mentioned you can fight in your corner. You can do this. You can hold on to your territory and maintain your power and control. Okay? Do not refuse to budge, because you can resist. Okay? You are that person that can stand the ground, and you've got the staying power to stay on top and the resolve to do so. And you are that leader. You're very much with control and your principles and your passion that you bring with it. And you'd like to take that higher ground. So hold your own. Hold on to that strong side of you in your personality. Keep being assertive, being certain about what you're doing and your passion, and you'll be able to convince those around you with all the things that you're doing. Okay? Be firm, relentless, defensive. Don't get too aggressive, even though you're under attack with how some of your passions are coming out. You'll be able to hold on to it. Okay? Giving it all you've got, and you take advantage of all the things around you and ignore the gossip or the put downs or the blame or the harassment. Just ignore all of that and keep pushing through, because they are going to scapegoat you, and you know this. So you're going to just have to ignore all of that and say no to any of it. Stick to your commitments and your obligations and the demands that it will take out of you, because there is stiff competition around you. And again, you know that it's tough to be at the top. So you're going to keep resolved to get up there and take control of it. And it's going to get hectic. And so is your schedule and everything else. And don't get caught off guard. Don't give up. Hang in there and find a way to resist all of what's coming at you and be able to keep your passion and what you want to do, your dedication with it. All right? That's a lot there with it, but look at you
A
right
lot.
there in that center.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now we start our third and final sign for this evening, Virgo Decan 1. These are those folk born August 23rd to the 31st. And the tarot card associated with this decan is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. This is so legit. This is a card of commitment and craftsmanship. Karmically, this will be a life where one pays a lot of attention to detail and completing tasks. Education and scholarships are important, and it is about giving something back. In this life, however, the native must learn. You may be working hard to build a secure future for you and your partner or family. Make sure you remember to go home regularly and make some time for fun and social activities. The type of person you are leaves you exposed and vulnerable to becoming a workaholic. This is true. If you let this happen, then it may very well destroy your lovely relationship. You must work hard at striking the right balance in this life. You can have both. So, the key things for this card and what it means to Virgo Decan ones. It is about success and it is about commitment. Definitely. This person here, they are focused. I call this the wash, rinse, repeat card because they can do all of this and throw it up on the pole over and over and over again. It's about financial security. It's about that craftsmanship. Master craftsman here. They are a master or an expert, mistress expert, whatever you want to call it. They're specialized and specialists. This is about hard work. So, you Virgo Decan ones, you are about hard work. Yes, you can become workaholics, but you are indeed highly skilled. You like to excel. This is about you taking things to the next level and raising the bar. You are ambitious and confident. No question. You take pride in your work. And this is about personal fulfillment for you. It's not just about what other people see, it's about you feeling secure and happy with what you've been able to do. Quality and standards, very high. absolutely very high. Your reputation is important. You are dedicated. You can get a little absorbed in your work. Yes. Focus on concentration is definitely important. It's about application and production. So the ability to apply things and to produce, key. You are dedicated. Your effort is very high. You will put in whatever effort is necessary. You are painstakingly focused. You're methodical and thorough. Yeah, you can see the traits here. This person again, wash, rinse, repeat. They have standards and they're not going to falter from them. Again, that meticulousness,
I know. I was just
diligence.
thinking that word.
Yes, yes. And impeccable. And again, that attention to detail, getting down to the nitty gritty, to the fine tuning of things, the close inspection of things. You will check and check again. Very cautious about what you're producing. You're about completing tasks, getting on with things, will multitask. That can be a challenge, but you're focused. You're hammering away at it. You're interested in getting the work done. Project driven. You will give your if you're focusing on a thing, you will give it your all. You will give it your absolute best. Knowledge and education are again very important. Scholarship is very important. Mentoring is very important. Having the right qualifications, key and critical. You're often multi-talented, focused on your training and training of others. You're all about learning and improving on learning. Um, you will do the research, so you'll get the education and background that you need. You'll do the research. You are very ambitious, very ambitious. You will work your way to the top, not a problem. You have the physical strength and the health to really make certain you get the job done. This is about not just physical strength, but this is pentacles. So, yeah, it's the material things you can manifest, but the financial things as well. So, this is also financial strength. Financial strength. This is being and starting from a strong position, and it's about steady progress. You'll work hard to pay things off. You'll earn the rewards you receive. You're, again, driven and results oriented. You're all about reaching goals and meeting deadlines, finishing things off to the finest detailed point. Um, works of art are part of it because there's a certain precision here, but there's a certain, you're going to, I say this production is a work of art for you. Um, you'll build a business, you'll build a trade, you're about leaving legacy for yourself, your family, your community. Definitely about giving something back. So that is that Virgo Decan 1,
Yeah.
8 of Pentacles.
All right. And so
Hmm.
Virgo, Decan twos, those born September 1st to the 10th. The tarot card that's associated with this decan is the Nine of Pentacles. Look at that. And look how, oh, she is in control. Okay.
Mm,
Which
yeah.
is an extremely positive and successful card, which really helps counteract any of the dark edges found in this decan. You could say
Hmm.
this card is like a positive Pluto. Wealth. This card is about hard work, paying off, and prosperity. So all that hard work that he did before, this is that decan that kind of goes, okay, this is me getting it, the result of that. Karmically, this
Yeah.
card tells of many hard lives of hard graft. Okay, so they've karmically this card they've worked hard for it through the time, and now this is the reward season. To say that you have made a
Mhm.
success is an understatement, but both
Yeah.
you and I know that it was hard earned. You've earned it, every little scrap of it. By the way, you have done this almost single-handedly with very little input from others. This card can suggest that you have made many sacrifices or denied yourself freedom and spontaneity in order to achieve your goal or
Mm.
dreams. You are not afraid of hard work, even though you may miss out on fun in your life. Okay. As we have seen, Virgo Decan 2 can run itself ragged even if it doesn't need to, because you are that dedicated to it. This life, you
Mhm.
must learn to sit back and rest on your laurels for once, because you've paid your dues karmically. And this is it
Mhm.
now residing out for you. Okay. So the key things I'd like you to consider with this card is that what it means to Virgo Decans 2 is success. You've earned it. This is not something that you sat back, you know, in the past, whether past lifetimes or whatever, and, let it all just kind of let it happen. No, you worked hard for this. So you'd earn the right now to sit back and get the reward of it all. You've bred success. These are the profits, the better than expected prosperity, the wealth, the financial stability that you've been working so hard for, your financial strength that you're trying to build, that trust, that strength, that the properties, the different things, business giant, securing your future and that of your family. Okay, the harvest that you're bumping up, the
Mhm.
flourishing, the thriving, the abundance of it, maximizing your profits and the luxury
Mhm.
that you want to get, the quality too. You're not just going for expensive things, it's the quality and the comfort and the contentment of things, the property, the land, the countryside, the possessions that you've owned and earned the right to. Okay. And you're professional with it. You want to have financial security and that business thriving. And these are your investments maturing. And this is the fruitfulness of it. Okay. Professional reputation, high status, all of the things that you've earned and worked so hard for, that you had self discipline, self control. You did all of it and you relied strictly, mostly on yourself. So that self confidence and being resourceful, all of that has paid off. You're reaching your goals. All that hard work is paying off. You are that hard worker that got there. You made your sacrifices. You know how people say, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps, or I started, no, not the bootstraps part, not that one so much as when they say, I started from scratch. No one helped me, or not many people helped me. I didn't have a trust fund, none of those things. You actually earned it from scratch, for real, yourself.
Mhm.
So this is you getting into that on all, and the wisdom that you learned throughout that time, your achievements, your compliment. These are the rewards of it. You've matured into your wisdom as a woman or a male or whatever gender you are, and you refined it. You've earned that elegance, the finery, the grace, everything that comes with it, the nobility and sophistication of what you've accomplished, all of it. Okay, pays off right there for you. Okay. So
Mhm.
now you can take it easy, take your time, accept that nobility and be pampered a bit, indulge a bit, even though you're alone, but not lonely. There might be a pregnancy and a birth, and you've grown into that maturity with it. Take a vacation. You can even retire a bit, take a step back from the business a bit, and take some leisure time in. It's your time to relax and enjoy the rewards of what you've earned and worked so hard for. Okay. You've gained your security and your
Beautiful.
protection. So enjoy it. Sit back and enjoy that thing. Get that massage
I
in.
love that.
I know. You
Yes.
earned it. Look at her. She's all like, damn,
I
I've got
love
it
that
all.
card. I mean, I love
Yes,
that
yes,
card.
yes, yes.
That's a lucky Virgo decan too. Just saying. So Virgo decan 3. Here we are. Tarot card is the 10 of Pentacles. The
Yeah.
10 of Pentacles. A lot going on in that card. We're not
Yeah.
going to get into all of that, but
It's all over the
let's go
place.
ahead and speak about it. It's all over the place. There's so much happening. But Virgo decan 3, September 11th to the 21st. This tarot card is the tarot card associated with Virgo decan 3 is the 10 of Pentacles. This decan of Virgo is probably the most commercially successful, and this is reflected card. It shows abundance, thriving, high achievement, and solid foundations. Karmically, now if you guys can see this card, it's showing all of the generations here. You got the old man, you got the young couple, you got the kid down here, the dogs, everybody's in it. Karmically, this card can suggest marrying into money due to having had helped that family in a past life. So
Mm,
if you're marrying into money because in a past life you helped the family you're marrying into. Here we are looking at success, prosperity, and abundance on many levels. This card suggests you've done or will do very well for yourself, not by chance, but by working very hard to achieve it. Wealth and strong financial security are indicated and more than likely here to stay, as you are well prepared for this time and have done the essential groundwork. So, some key things to remember for our Virgo Decan threes, what it means for those Virgo Decan threes. This is about lasting success, lasting success. It is about family. Again, remember, Pentacles is earth energy, so manifest that financial success, stability, strength, success, breeding success, upon the other, building upon the other. It's about the permanence of these things and being a high achiever. The Decan threes, 10 of Pentacles, it's about flourishing and it's about the status you achieve. You've achieved a very high status and it's about your reputation. This is long term results, and these are the long term results of hard work. It's about the strong investments you've made, the solid foundations you've built, the security that you have. This is you protecting your wealth, protecting your riches. It's about the financial rewards that you receive. Yes, it's about materialism and material things. It's about wealth and affluence, riches, of course. It's about luxury and comfort and old money. Old money. It's about property. It's about the homestead and the home and the land that you have, the richness of the land itself. It's about descendants and heritage. And that's key. And about the ability to pass on wealth, that old money, onto the next generation. It's about handing down what you have and keeping those in your line well to do and care of. It's about the legacy that you leave and the wills and the deeds to the property, all of those things that you have. Yes, it's about, maybe trust funds and being a trust fund baby at this point, as opposed to that Nine of Pentacles here. You're the trust fund baby.
mm.
You're receiving all of that. Okay. You've been provided for. And there are pensions here. This is also about that longevity piece where you're able to receive those pensions. It's about family and family traditions and customs, again, about family values. It's also about family duties and obligations. That's another key piece about this 10 of Pentacles. It's about your responsibilities to your family and the support that you give to your family, not just the financial support, but the foundation, the structure. Um, it's about privilege, yes. It's about domestic harmony, family honor and loyalty. Again, about family duty and expectations. It could be about the family business. If you have a business that goes through the family or is generational, this is about the family business. It's also about family gatherings. It's about events and celebrations. 10 of Pentacles, Decan threes here, Virgo Decan threes. It's about establishing establishments and institutions. It's about old values, old school ways, old ways of doing things. And it is about old age. See the patriarch down here, and in some decks, it's the matriarch, what have you. But it's about coming of age. It's about conventional practices and about settling down. Could be about marriage or again marrying into this could also be about starting a family combining career and parenting.
All right.
So we've gone through a lot. This is our last deckhand. This is our
For the night.
Virgo
Yeah.
deckhand 3.
All right.
Awesome. So now jumping in, I know we've gone a little over, but hey, we're going to do it because we have to do it. We're going to jump over to
Yeah.
our tarot time. It is. We got our cards out. Let's see
Yay.
here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Where did it go? Where's our tarot time?
What? Okay, there we go. Tarot time. Okay,
We had
so
little colorful
I know.
bubbles for a second. Little
Okay,
colorful bubbles.
I know. Okay,
Like,
all
wait,
right.
what
Okay,
happened to our tarot time?
so what did we have? Virgo, Leo, and what's the other one we had tonight?
And Cancer.
And
And
Cancer.
Cancer.
The three of you, make sure that you pull
Yes.
out that card, the card that is your card that represents you. And what you're going to do, again, tonight, the same homework that we gave last time. You will shuffle the deck, and you'll be pulling one card that you'll be pulling for on the past. So that main card that's yours is going to be in the middle, and that's going to be presently what you are. And you're going to pull a card that's on the left hand side, that's going to be the past, and then you're going to pull one that's going to be on the right, which is your future. And that's how you're going to be reading the card. So it's three cards that you're reading: the past, the present, and the future. And that's what you're going to be reading, and that's your homework. And you will again do what we told you last week: journal. That's your homework. And you will place it, and you will write down what your thoughts are on that and what you see in the cards for yourself as that particular decan. All right, so that would be it. So
Yes,
again,
right on.
yeah,
I just want to say we want to, of course, we want to thank Yeshe for joining us again tonight. I mean,
yes,
there's so
yes,
much I wanted to talk about, and my connection, I don't even know. I don't even understand what that was about. But
yeah,
I want to thank her for joining us. We want to thank her for
yes,
joining us
yes, yes.
again.
And
And
right, right.
on December 8th,
We have
December 8th at
our
10
guest.
p.m.,
We have our guest.
Iya Omito. Here we go with her little commercial.
All right. So I can't wait to have her with us next week on December 8th. And of
Yes.
course, next week, our decans that we're going to be dealing with, our signs are Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. All right. So that would be so nice for next
Yes.
week. And
Excited.
Rhonda and I would love to thank you guys and Yeshe again and everyone in the chat. And please don't forget to
Like, share, and subscribe.
yay
Yay. So
and to
thank you
join us
all
again.
again for joining us this week.
Thank you. Yes. And have a blessed week.
Have a great week, everyone.